Okay, something important to know about these four core energy centers, which I call the foundational four core layers. We are getting hit in these energy centers, right? And it's for us to understand, as I always say, there are doorways into the consciousness, but these are the four that we are to be working with particularly. And these four are the ones that I'm going to be working with specifically a little bit differently, paying a little bit more attention to in this particular upcoming Chakra Moon workshop. But what is to know about these four cores? What are they also? It's the root. For those who don't know, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, and the heart. Yes, these are the lower chakras, not lower because they're bad, but they're in the lower domain, so to speak. And these are the uppers, the spiritual chakras. The physical, lower because they're in the physical, and upper because they are in the spiritual. The heart is the bridge between the two, right? So the heart is the highest point of the lower chakras, and it is the lowest point of the higher chakras. So we're talking about the physical ones here, the lower realms. These are the realms that we are living in and what we're dealing with right now. Everything that is happening is we're getting what I call the body shots, right? These are the 1-2 blows that we're getting. We're getting all the hits in these lower chakras, and I'm telling you why right now. As the root, this is known as the physical body. The lowest one is the most physical, right? That's everything in the manifested world, not just the body, but what manifests from the body. Everything physical and evidenced physical. This is the emotional body, energy in motion. Consider it the circuits through which everything travels, the electromagnetic currency, frequency, the element of water. By the way, this is the element of earth. So, the element of water through which everything travels and flows, bringing it into the earth and from the invisible to the visible and the visible into the invisible. It's that communication. This solar plexus is considered the mental slash identity body. The element is fire, and it is the more higher essence of the physical into the emotional. Let's just say the components of the physical going emotional into thought process, into the mental, the identity body of who you are, right? The higher awareness of who you are at this particular point when you're in your identity body. Um, and this level is the energetic body or the spiritual. It's the most spiritual. So from the physical to the spiritual, this is how we move. This is how we move from the physical to the spiritual. And the energetic body, the spiritual body, which I also call the energetic body, is the highest point of these four chakras. So when we get to this is when we are self-actualized in the heart, when we have brought each and every one of these up to its more evolved aspects. Now, the number one blocks of each one is the number one block of the root is fear. Number one block of the sacral is guilt. Number one block of the solar plexus is shame. And the number one block of the heart is grief. So we're dealing with fear. Notice what we're all getting hit with. This is why I'm saying this is really important to help us transcend. We're all getting hit with fear. Everything that you see around you is fear tactics, fear factors, right? And of course, the number one thing I always like to remind people about fear is that it's nothing but false evidence appearing real. Key letter F, false. A lot of us forget that it is false and we only pay attention to what is appearing real. We only pay attention to the evidence that is appearing real, things that show up in the physical, right in front of our face. Oh, I don't have a job. I lost it. I don't have no money. We fall into lack and limitation because of it. These are things we go over. I'm just giving you a bit, but Spirit has just been guiding me that I need to talk about the chakras more often and why this is so important because we are getting attacked in these particular areas. The number one block of the sacral is guilt. Guilt, the sacral is about um, living in enjoying life, the joy of life. and allowing the pleasures of life, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, you accept, you're allowing life to flow. That's joy, right? Whether it goes your way or not, you're not in fear of what is happening because you allow life. You don't choke life, you allow life. And so the opposite of that is guilt. What blocks that, I should say, is guilt, feeling guilty for enjoying life, feeling guilty for having the flow of energy in motion, guilt for feelings, right? This is why people are afraid to feel and allow themselves to feel. Very important for this chakra. Number one block here being shame, shame of who you are supposed to be. People get hit here a lot in the personal identity, in their titles. You know, shame, a lot of things that shamed by family, shamed by friends, shamed by society. How dare you not be making this amount of money or have this title? How dare you not live lifestyle like us? Shame in so many ways. This FOMO, fear of missing out, and all of that is coming here. Lack of a sense of belonging, it's coming from here, right? Feeling like the outcast, the illusion of inclusion, all of that hits the identity body hard, brings shame. um, the heart, guilt, grief, sorry, the heart is grief, grief and unforgiveness, but mainly grief is what really blocks this particular chakra up, because you're in grief of loss. You're in grief of what you're losing, not just physical things, but losing your identity. A lot of people right now are going through a lot of this because the identity is being cracked right now. And the grief of that is lost. And we got to know how to deal with that. We got to know how to alchemize these energies, these blocks. How do we alchemize fear, guilt, shame, and grief? And so this is what is happening in our energy centers right now, going through our, that is of course in our consciousness. And so when we evolve each and every one of these, when we find the evolved aspects, when we alchemize and tap into that, there is no fear, there is no guilt, there is no shame, and there is no grief. Grief is only an absence of the remembering of abundance. You're only feeling lost because you have forgotten that you are in abundance, abundance of the earth. Bring it back into the root and understand that you walk in abundance regardless of what you see physically appearing or not. You have to trust the process, trust the divine, and know that the abundance is there all the time. These are the things that we go over. So knowing your energy centers is these are just the energetic wheels bringing you into a deeper sense into you. They're not just spots, little points on your body. These are doorways into your consciousness of how you are receiving and understanding, how you are receiving and giving in this flow of these energies. And of course, when you self actualize at the heart, the bridge, it can help further carry you up into the higher realms of your consciousness. So, right now, this is what we're working through. And this is what is really allowing us to have the changes. This is what's going to help us to alchemize, to transcend through the transmissions in time. So, if this again calls to you, this is another tap in, tune in to tune up. If you're ready to get more involved in this aspect of your soul's consciousness, tune in to tune up and sign up for the upcoming Divine Chakra Moon workshop with the lunar eclipse full moon. It's going to be powerful. See you soon. Peace, love, and light.